I'm going to show you how to do a portable install for the Mac. I have a separate video for the PC. So there are a couple setup things we need to do. So let's go ahead and start that. I'm going to open up a browser. And let's just get this so you can see everything. And I'm just going to go and download a clean copy of Reaper. So reaper.fm. And I'm going to go to the download page, and I'm going to download the appropriate version for my operating system. And I'm going to open this up, double-click it, and agree. And I should find it in my sidebar as soon as it mounts. Okay, good. So normally, if I were updating the version I had, I would drag it to the applications folder. But to make a portable install, we want to take it somewhere else. So I'm going to go to my desktop and make a new folder. And I'm going to call this Reaper Portable Install A, because I might do this a couple more times. I'm going to open that folder up, and I'm going to drag in Reaper. It's important I don't run it yet, though. So let's just copy it over. Okay. And now I'm going to go to Applications, and I'm going to find Text Edit and open Text Edit up. And New Document. And I'm not going to do anything with this document. I'm just going to save it. And I'm going to save it into that same folder that I just put that copy of Reaper in. So I'm going to go to the desktop in my case, Reaper, double-click that, open that up. And I want to save this, and I want to name it. It's very important that this is all lowercase, reaper.ini. Okay, and then save. And then I'm going to quick text edit. I'm going to go back to that folder. I'm going to open it up. And this, it's very important I check something here before we go off. And that is, I'm going to right-click on this document, get info, and I want to make sure that the extension is actually ini. So right now, it actually has the extension RTF. So I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to delete that back, and including that dot there. So the only thing it should be as far as the name here is name.ini. If you don't see that, make sure that you open this up. And so it's asking me, do I really want to change the extension? I do. So use ini, and I'm just going to double check that to make sure that it just says reaper.ini. So I'm just going to close that. And now this just says Reaper. Actually, you know what? I would prefer that I could see the extension. So I'm going to right-click on this again, get info, and I'm going to make sure that the hide extension is off. And then I can see the actual extension. Okay, now when I run Reaper, what normally happens with Reaper is it's in the applications folder, and it makes this other folder in the preferences somewhere. It's kind of hidden from us usually. And so it does that. But a different thing will happen if we run this and we have this ini file already there. It'll see it, and it'll realize that we want to do a portable install. And so it'll install all the auxiliary files and folders and stuff like that in this folder. So let me run it once. And I'm going to open. And it's going to install all the auxiliary files it needs. I'm going to say cancel on that. That was just scanning my plugins. I think I have a bad plugin. So it's going to ask me what audio interface I want. So you're going to choose whatever audio interface you use, but I am going to be using the this universal audio one. Okay, and let's just pull that up here. And I know I've successfully made a portable install because it's asking me to purchase it, and I already have, and I have that in my other version, but this one needs the code. I'll deal with that later, so I'm going to just say still evaluating. Okay, so now I want to quit Reaper, And to install the two extensions we want to install, we need to go back to our browser. And I'm going to type in SWS space SWS ReaPack. I'm going to just Google for this site, which is www.sws-extensions.org. extension.org. And I am going to download the appropriate file from my architecture. Because I'm running an Intel Mac, I'm going to download x64. If you're running a newer M1 or M2 or M3, if that exists when you see this video, then you would download the ARM64. But I'm going to do the Intel version. I'm going to ask to see where it is in the browser. And there it is. I'm going to double click on this and agree, and it should give me this window here. Now I need to drag this to my user plugins folder, which is, let's go back to our portable install here, and we come down here to user plugins right there. I'm going to double click that. Right now it's empty. I'm going to drag this in. Now I want to go back to my browser and download one more thing. So a new tab, I'm going to type in ReaPack.com. And I'm going to download, again, the appropriate one for my architecture, which is x86-64. I'm going to find that. And this one, I need to drag this into that same place, so I'm going to make a new Finder window, which will make it easier for me. And go to the desktop, go to the ReaPack install and open that. Open it, scroll down to user plugins, open that, and I'm going to drag this in. Okay, so now we're almost ready, but because the Mac has some high security stuff here, we need to make sure that we can authorize these extensions. So I'm going to go and open up my system preferences. And I assume you have admin privileges on your computer. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to install ReaPack. So we're going to go to Security and Privacy right there. And we're going to make sure that we're on the General tab. And let's just put this right over in the corner for right now. Then we're going to go back to our desktop and into ReaPack. Portable install. And now we're going to run this. And what's going to happen is ReaPack is going to look through all the files, and it's going to see these new extensions that we put in here, these two new extensions, and it's going to try to run them, but the system is going to step in and prevent that. So we have to authorize them. So I am going to open ReaPack, and it is going to throw this error. And what we want to not do is don't move it to the trash. We want to cancel. And then ignore this for now. We're going to go to the security and privacy thing. Let me move that over here. Security and privacy thing, and we want to allow. Okay. Then we're going to come back here. We get the second one. Again, we're going to cancel. And again, we're going to come back here, security and privacy, and allow. Okay, now we're done with the system preferences, so we can close that. And now what we're going to be looking for is for this to change. Right now we just have actions, window, help. We want to see extensions up here. So we're going to quit ReaPack. And we want to launch ReaPack one more time. And now that these have been authorized by the system, we want to make sure that ReaPack will authorize them. So I'm going to open this ReaPack up. Again, we're going to get this. This is a little different, though. This is actually ReaPack in the system. Seeing, do we want to authorize this? Yes, we do. So we're going to open it. And we're going to open this one. And now we should see this window. And this is all those these extra scripts that are written by third parties that we can use. So we're just going to say OK. And now we see extensions here, and we should see a whole bunch of stuff here. So this is great. And let's go ahead and install the two extensions we're going to use for the homework. So browse packages. And we're going to type in, I think just slice. So I think the username is cool. So COOL. And we want both of these things, MK Shaper Stutter And I'm going to hold down the Shift key and select these two, so the slicer. And I'm going to, for actions, I'm going to install. And we should see these little eyes. And we want to make sure that we actually apply it. And it's going to install. Okay, we installed it. And let's just double check to make sure that we did install it. So we're going to go to Action List. And if I just type in SLI for slice, we see it here. Now, we can't really test it because we need some audio in here. So let's do that as the final thing. So I'm going to go to the class page and download. And let's now download the almond break. Now, it's important that when we're using a portable install, well, first let me open this up. Okay, so this folder. Now, it's important that we open this inside the portable install version of Reaper, not the one that we have in the applications folder. So you can't just open this up and then double click on that, because the system will think you want to run the one in the applications folder and we want to run a different one. So the way to do that is to go back here, Reaper portable install A. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make sure that I'm running Reaper. And then I'm going to go to File, Open Project. And I'm going to find that in my downloads, or actually I think it's in Firefox Downloads, Amen Break. And I'm going to open it up inside of the portable install of Reaper. Open that, and let's just make sure we can hear it. So I'm going to, I think the volume might be kind of loud, so let me bring that down. Okay, so it's looping and everything. So now let's see if that script actually works. So I'm going to go to Action List. And I'm going to type in SAL. And I'm going to open this. I'm going to run the action. And that's going to give me this window. And let's check this out. So I'm just going to randomize. So this is what it sounded like before I ran the script. And actually, I can just run it randomized now. So it's definitely doing something, and I can change the parameters. I'm sure I'll go over this in class. But anyways, let's just make sure that it's actually working. Definitely is working. Okay, cool. So that's how you do it. Of course, you should watch the video demo on how to do the homework, but that's how to install this.